All right, Iowa, this is your updated look at the approaching winter weather coming for Friday night into Saturday morning. And you can see we do now have winter weather advisories across much of the state of Iowa and a good chunk of eastern Nebraska, even, well, southeast South Dakota, southwest Minnesota, and parts of northern Missouri. And I wouldn't be surprised if we get an additional winter weather advisory for these areas farther north. Maybe here, Chin Beard of Iowa, Keokuk. You might get it. We'll see. National Weather Service out of Des Moines, their expected ice totals heaviest in east central Iowa, but really any amount of ice is too much ice when you're traveling, walking out on those sidewalks. So we need to exercise a lot of caution, give ourselves extra time, and maybe not be too big of jerks on the road. Things need to take their own speed. Looking at the European model, you can see the storm track. And speaking of the low pressure, it is actually a pretty weak storm. It's more like something we'd see in the middle of summer. Winter storms tend to be a lot stronger, a lot deeper low pressure. And you can see a lot of green. I wouldn't read into that too much, but you can also notice this pink area and even this purple area. That's really a mixture of precipitation and or freezing rain that we're looking at. And again, pinpointed right over the heaviest amounts in eastern Iowa. The European model, this is the total expected ice through the event. You can see heaviest there in the interstate I-380 corridor, but even parts of Interstate 80 is something to be concerned about. I-35 really, as I said, a good chunk of the state needs to be prepared if you happen to be out early Saturday morning or overnight on Friday. And this is the GFS expected ice total. A little bit different story. Kind of patchy. It could be due to the lower resolution of these models. And it is odd, it's throwing the heaviest amounts over in western Iowa, closer to Sioux City and Lamar's and such. Again, the point is all of Iowa should be prepared for some wintry travel coming up. Low temperatures at midnight Friday. You can see that freezing mark here in southwest Iowa. As time goes on over the morning, that's going to progress very slowly to the northeast. And this area here is really where we're going to probably see the greatest impact early morning with those ice accumulations. And by 3 o'clock in the afternoon, pretty much the entire state's going to be back above freezing. So what does fall, especially on the roads, will probably melt. But do be mindful of refreeze as we go into Saturday night, Sunday morning. That's our current look. Not a huge winter storm, but it's early in the season, enough to cause a lot of headaches. And we're certainly not used to driving on ice. So be prepared. It is Thursday. That means it's Thirsty Thursday. And I have here a little bit of my favorite drink left. It is Crown Apple and Cranberry Juice. I especially like it in the winter months, but really refreshing year-round. So here's a sip. As you can see, much of the state is abnormally dry or in a drought. The worst being around the Sioux City area. You guys just can't seem to catch a break. It seemed like a year ago you were just stuck in extreme or severe drought for a very long time. Basically, the best part of the state is in south central Iowa. No drought there. And a little bit of relief right there along the Mississippi in northeast Iowa. So that'll do it for today's video. Thanks for tuning in. If you've made it this far, do consider hitting the like button, subscribing, sharing with your friends. Drop me a comment. Tell me how I'm doing. I do appreciate your feedback. And until the next one, stay safe out there, Iowa.